This next email comes from a man using the name BeerStud82. And he writes, Derek, I picked up the latest issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the PWI 500, and I noticed in the results and rankings section that your name was mentioned. Care to elaborate on this, or is this another man illegally using your name? In fact, my name was listed in the November 2006 issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, aka the PWI 500, and although I was not listed in the PWI 500, I was listed in the independent promotions section. Not that big a deal, but that brings us to our next first of the night. Now, last season, I aired something called the Backyard Classic, which you may remember as Backyard Wrestling, and a lot of people really didn't find it all that entertaining, but I kept airing it anyway. I decided in this season that I'm really going to cut back on the wrestling, even though, I mean, it's me. You guys should know that wrestling's a part of my show. But tonight, we're going to make a little exception. I'm going to air in its entirety my debut professional wrestling match. Yep, so this was it. My first night in the sport of professional wrestling. And it is a sport, because I'll tell you one thing. I had been doing backyard wrestling for a very long time by the time I got to this match. And I'll tell you, being able to wrestle, and I use the term loosely when it comes to backyard, being able to wrestle for half an hour, 60 minutes, is a breeze in a backyard. But when I got in the ring with Shane Sharp this night, oh man! At the end of the night, after the match, when I went back through the curtain, I might as well have died in the locker room because I was laying on the floor. Now, if you haven't noticed by now, I have a very, how should I say it, unflattering physique, and I'm really out of shape. Which explains that cheap shot that I gave to Mr. Shane Sharp. The back elbow to the side of the face. What a wonderful maneuver that I use to get my advantage. Now, if you've noticed by now, I'm not really commentating on the match because, let's face it, anybody watching the show doesn't really give a fuck about what's going on in the ring. I remember what happened last season. Nobody gave a shit about what the match was or who was in the match or... See, I made the mistake of having serious matches, trying to be serious with these backyard classics on the show. Big mistake, because the only reason people actually, watch this bullshit is for two things: either something funny or somebody getting hurt. But like I said, tonight is the exception. Oh, and remember when I said I was going to air this match in its entirety? Fuck that noise. This match was 13, 14 minutes long. I think I cut it down to a cool 8, which is too much as it is. I mean, come on, this is only a half-an-hour show. I mean, how much shit, and I mean shit, can you literally cram into a half-an-hour TV show? I certainly have defied the laws of good taste. And a rear chin lock by me onto Shane Sharp. Yes, that is me commentating on a match with me. Yeah, this isn't live. You should know this by now. So yes, this was my first night in the professional wrestling business, and you will notice over the course of the match that, well, how can I say this politely? I'm an out-of-shape, worthless piece of shit. Now, I weigh 260 pounds, and this is what we call a suplex. Now, I weigh 260 pounds. The man I'm in the ring with probably weighs
I don't know, 200, 220 even, and I should be able to pick this boy up and throw him around. I mean, look at me in comparison. I'm a fucking monster in comparison to Shane Sharp. As far as, height, anything else, he's kind of, much larger than me. But I'm going to stop there. Anyway, I just remember being in the locker room going, you went up like a bag of shit. And I'm watching this tape now going, no. The problem was with me. Now, if anybody is my size, or close to my size, just a big person, you understand. I love that move. You understand that when you run around and when you, do the 100K or throw a fucking shot put in track, you end up losing your breath and your wind. And myself, I haven't seen the inside of a gym since grade school, so I was not prepared for this match, which explains some of the dickhead maneuvers that I've pulled off in this match, like this one coming up. Now, you may have seen this move before, the knee drop. Now, I hope I'm not letting the cat out of the bag, but myself and Shane Sharp, yeah, we're friends. Wrestling is, entertainment. And kayfabe went out the window a long fucking time ago. Anyway, in this match, I pull the knee pad down. That really hurt, by the way. I pull the knee pad down and drive a knee into his back. Now, like I said, him and I are friends. This was all for the sake of entertainment. But I remember talking to him about a week after this match, telling me how sore he was. And I said, why was that, Mr. Sharp? And he said, because you're a prick out there. And I said, I don't get what you mean. And we watched the tape, and now I understand. Because just about every strike I delivered in this match, I hit him pretty goddamn hard. Like that. The knee from the top rope was just an example of me driving a fucking knee into someone's spine. There's really no science to it. But I managed to make it look good. Well, as good as a knee to the spine can look. Now, as you can see, continuing my motif on the back, I have delivered a backbreaker to Shane Sharp. And I know what you're thinking right now. This match and this commentary, this is not funny. But, fuck you people. You actually are watching the show. Oh, look at that. I'm a fucking slinky. Now, it's at about this point in the match that I like to refer to as Phase 3. Phase 1, I was going at full capacity, full power, full energy. Phase 2, you can see me calculating my maneuvers a little bit, working on slowing down Shane Sharp because, of course, he is smaller than I am, so he is able to move a whole lot faster than I can. And this is what I like to call Stage 3, the so fucking tired Derek Simonetti Stage 3. As you can see by this punch I'm about to deliver, maybe not right away, but I deliver a... See, look at that. That was a really what they call stiff clothesline. Now, as you can see, the tiredness is setting. Watch as I throw... Okay, maybe I cut that part out of the match. Good for me. Now, watch as I clearly don't know how to use my strength because I'm all out of it. I really am. If you were paying attention, when I lifted him up and put him in the corner, I almost dropped his ass. Now watch this. Watch this haggard run into the corner. Oh look, there was a boot waiting for me. And this is where Shane Sharp delivers one of the coolest moves I think I've ever seen. I hope you agree. The Diamond Dust. And ends my first night in the professional wrestling business. And I'll tell you one thing. There's something about this business that you gotta understand. It's not about who wins and who loses, it's about if the crowd was entertained. And if you could hear the crowd over my commentary, you know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, they were not fucking entertained.
And in our final email of the night, my personal friend and yours, Adam Wee, writes, Dear Derek, I'm a big fan of your music on MySpace. Where did you get started? Who taught you how to play? Well, I'll be honest with you. I got a little help from my father when it came to learning how to play guitar, but for the most part, a majority of the songs that I do play on MySpace, I learned on my own. And a majority of the stuff that I learned about the guitar, I learned on my own with the help of my father. And I'm going to close out the show and the mailbag tonight by airing something I've never aired anywhere. And that is my very first live musical performance at the Salem High School senior show.
And now, it is our pleasure to present Todd Griff, so you turn the page.
Be curtain for me, huh? I want to get serious for a minute, okay? I want everybody after this performance to get on your cell phones that you've silenced before the show, by the way. I want you all to call up Simon Cowell. I want you all to get me on American Idol next year, okay? All right, this is called Turn the Page. Sometimes you can